Some people are given cameras to witness history. She was given one to survive it. But survival, she would learn, demands more than watching. The year is 1943. Eastern Europe burns under occupation. Cities that once held concerts now echo with gunfire. Libraries become barracks. Schools become prisons. The world has forgotten what peace sounds like. In the midst of this chaos walks Maya Volkov, 24 years old, thin as winter branches, eyes that have already seen too much. Her face carries the kind of exhaustion that sleep cannot cure. She is a reconnaissance photographer for the resistance, not by choice, by necessity. Her hands, once soft from painting canvases in art school, now grip a heavy camera like a weapon she doesn't know how to fire. She used to paint landscapes, sunsets over wheat fields, children playing in streams, beautiful things. Now she photographs bunkers, gun positions, death waiting to happen. The commanders are clear. You document, you photograph, you observe.
You do not engage. You are eyes, not hands. You are a witness, Volkov, nothing more. She nods. She understands. But understanding and surviving are different things. Her camera bag weighs 15 pounds. Inside, film rolls, spare lenses, a stolen map, a piece of bread from 3 days ago, a small flask of water, matches, a knife she's never used, but carries anyway. And hidden at the bottom, something she's not supposed to have. A detonator. Small. Metal. Cold. She found it 3 weeks ago in a supply depot, tucked it into her bag before she could think about why. She tells herself she'll never use it. She tells herself she's not that person. Not yet.
But the weight of it feels different than the camera. The camera is truth, documentation. The detonator is possibility, choice. The terrible freedom to make something happen yourself.
The mission is simple. Infiltrate the northern perimeter, photograph enemy bunker positions, return before dawn. Simple. Until it isn't. Maya moves through the forest like a shadow, like something that doesn't quite exist. Each step calculated, each breath controlled. Move like water, her grandfather used to say. Water doesn't fight the forest, it becomes part of it. She becomes part of the darkness now. Through her viewfinder, she sees them. 48 reinforced bunkers, scattered across the hillside like concrete tumors. Each one carefully positioned, each one covering the others. 48 positions that will shell her city tomorrow. 48 death machines aimed at families sleeping in basements, at children who still believe their parents can keep them safe.
She photographs them all. Click, advance, click, advance. Professional, detached, exactly as trained. Her breathing is steady. Her hands are sure. This is what she's good at now. Each photograph is a small act of resistance. Each click saves lives tomorrow. Then she hears the scream. It cuts through the night like broken glass. A child's scream. Not fear, beyond fear. The sound a small person makes when they're learning that safety is a lie. Maya freezes. Her training says, move on. Your mission is complete. You have the photographs. Your duty is to survive. Children scream in war. It's terrible, but it's not your responsibility. You are eyes, not hands. But her feet won't listen. They carry her toward the sound, through brush that scratches her face, over roots that try to trip her. She follows the sound to a small farmhouse, half collapsed, smoke rising from a shattered window. The kind of house that used to mean home. Now it means something else. Inside, she finds them. A mother, 2 children, huddled in the corner like animals caught in a trap. The mother's face is bleeding. One child, a girl maybe 7 years old, is crying silently. The kind of crying where you've learned that sound brings pain. The other child, a boy no more than 5, is the one screaming. And 3 soldiers standing over them. Uniforms dirty, faces harder than their years should allow. One of them holds a lighter to a photograph, a family portrait, watching it curl and blacken. "Please," the mother whispers. Her voice is hoarse. She's been pleading for a long time. "They're just children. Please. Take whatever you want. Just leave them alone." The soldier drops the burning photograph. It floats to the floor, still smoking. "So were ours," he says quietly. "Not cruel, just empty. Before your people came." His voice carries something Maya recognizes. Grief that's turned into something else. Grief that's hardened into the thing people do when they can't carry softness anymore. "They bombed our school," another soldier adds. 23 children. My niece was one of them. "So now you terrorize other children? This is how you honor them?"
"No," the first soldier says. "This is how we survive, remembering them." Maya's hand moves to her camera. Instinct, document. This is evidence. Someone needs to see this. But the soldier sees her. Their eyes meet across the dim room. And in that moment, Maya understands she is no longer invisible. She is no longer just a camera. She is a person who has witnessed something. A person who now has a choice. The soldier's hand moves to his weapon. Maya runs. She doesn't think, just turns and crashes through the door, into the night, into the forest that suddenly offers no protection. Behind her, shouts, gunfire, the sharp crack of bullets hitting trees, boots pounding earth.
She runs until her lungs scream, until her legs forget how to work properly, until the forest swallows her and the sounds fade. She runs until she can't hear them anymore. But she can still hear the child screaming. She will hear it for the rest of her life. Maya returns to base as dawn breaks, delivers her photographs with shaking hands, says nothing about the farmhouse, nothing about the family, nothing about being seen. If she tells them, they'll ask questions. They'll say she was foolish, emotional, weak. The commanders study her images under lamplight, their faces grave. They trace the positions with their fingers, calculate angles, discuss firepower. "Perfect reconnaissance," they say, looking up at her with something like pride. "Tomorrow, we strike these positions. You've done excellent work, Volkov." "How many men will you send?" Maya asks. 200, maybe more. These bunkers are well fortified." 200 men attacking 48 bunkers. Maya does the math in her head, the casualty rates. Half of those men won't come home. But Maya knows the truth that her commanders don't. Tomorrow, soldiers will die attacking those bunkers. Her people, faces she knows. And even if they succeed, more bunkers will be built, more death prepared. Tomorrow, more children will scream in farmhouses. Tomorrow, the cycle continues. The machine keeps grinding. That night, she can't sleep. She lies on her cot, listening to other women breathe in the darkness. Some snore, some cry in their sleep, all of them pretending to be brave. She stares at the ceiling and sees the little boy's face, hears his scream.
She sees the soldier dropping the burning photograph, the casual cruelty of it. Or maybe just exhaustion. Maybe just a man who has run out of ways to feel human. At midnight, she sits up, reaches into her bag. The detonator is still there. Small, metal, cold. An instructor once told her, months ago, these charges are designed for bridges, fuel depots, high-value targets. In the right hands, with proper placement, one person could cripple an entire position. But you're not being trained for that. You're reconnaissance. You observe. You don't destroy. She is not the right hands. She is a photographer, an artist, someone who used to paint beautiful things. She is eyes, not hands.
But eyes that only witness become accomplices to what they see. Cameras that only document become collaborators with the horror they record. At some point, watching becomes a choice to allow. So she makes a different choice. A terrible, necessary choice. She will go back. She opens her bag and counts. 14 charges. Not enough for 48. Unless. She thinks about the ammunition stores, the fuel supplies, the way these positions are networked. If she's smart, if she's precise, if she's willing to become something she never thought she'd be, she can do this.
The return journey takes 3 hours. Every step she expects bullets, capture, death. Every step she considers turning back. But the child's scream pushes her forward. The memory of the mother's bleeding face. The burning photograph. She reaches the first bunker at midnight, deserted. Guard rotation. She plants the charge behind the ammunition crates, sets the timer for 30 minutes. Moves. 48 bunkers, one night. Impossible. But rage makes the impossible ordinary. She moves like water, like her grandfather taught her. Bunker 2, empty. Charge placed. Timer set. Bunker 3, 2 soldiers arguing, distracted. She slips past. Her hands remember the training. Place the charge here, this angle. Set the timer. Move. She becomes mechanical, efficient. She stops thinking and just does it. At Bunker 17, she finds him. A soldier. Young, maybe 19. Asleep at his post, rifle across his lap, head tilted back against concrete, snoring softly. On the ground beside him, a letter. The envelope worn from rereading. Maya should kill him, silently, a knife to the throat. Instead, she reads the letter. My dearest son, the garden bloomed this year despite everything. The roses you planted, they're beautiful, red as sunset. Your sister asks about you every day. She's growing so fast. She wants to write, but I told her to wait until you come home. The war will end. It has to. Come home safe. We are waiting. We love you. Mother.
Maya's hands shake. The letter falls from her fingers. This boy has a mother, a sister who's growing tall, a garden with red roses, a home where someone is waiting, just like she once did, just like the children in the farmhouse. She places the charge near the ammunition store, but she sets the timer for 20 minutes,
instead of 10. 20 minutes. Enough time for him to wake up. Enough time to run. Enough time for a boy to survive so he can go home to red roses. She moves to the next position. Her face is wet. She doesn't remember starting to cry. At Bunker 31, she finds another soldier. Older, maybe 40. Awake, smoking in the doorway, staring at stars.
He sees her. She freezes. Time stops. He raises his rifle, points it at her chest. She closes her eyes. This is how it ends. The shot never comes. When she opens her eyes, he's lowering the weapon, just looking at her. "You shouldn't be here," he says. Not threatening, just tired. "Neither should you," Maya whispers.
They look at each other across the darkness. Two people who should be enemies. Two people who are exhausted of being enemies. "There's a farmhouse down the hill," Maya says. "A mother and 2 children. 3 of your soldiers." "I know," he interrupts. Takes a long drag from his cigarette. "I heard about it. I wasn't there, but I heard." "Did you—"
"No, but I didn't stop it either. I just heard about it and did nothing. I have a daughter," he says finally. "Same age as those children. Maybe younger. I haven't seen her in 2 years. She might not remember me." He drops the cigarette, crushes it under his boot. "What are you doing here?" he asks, though his eyes have moved to her bag. She could lie. Should lie. Instead, "I have 17 bunkers left." 17. He nods slowly. "And this one? If you leave now, you have time." "How much time?" 20 minutes. He looks back at the bunker, at his post, at the rifle. Then at Maya again. "My daughter's name is Anna," he says. "She likes birds. Used to feed them every morning, breadcrumbs from breakfast. I used to paint landscapes, sunsets, beautiful things. Do you still?" "No. Now I take pictures of bunkers and destroy them." "Yes." He sets his rifle down, carefully. 20 minutes, he says.
20 minutes, Maya confirms. He walks into the forest, doesn't run, just walks, doesn't look back. Maya never sees him again. But that moment of mercy splits her open. She places the charge, sets the timer, moves on. The night is endless. Her body is numb. She's beyond tired, beyond fear. She just moves, places charges, sets timers. Some bunkers are empty. Some have soldiers who don't see her. Some have soldiers sleeping. At bunker 43, she runs out of charges. 5 bunkers left. No more explosives.
But she set the timers strategically. The ammunition stores, the fuel depots, the weak points. When they go, they'll start a chain reaction. 43 will have to be enough. She runs. Behind her, the hillside erupts. One explosion, then another, then a chain reaction that lights the sky like a second sunrise. Concrete and steel and sandbags, all swallowed by fire, rising into the sky in columns of smoke and flame. The bunkers that would have killed her people are gone. She should feel victorious. Instead, she stops running and vomits behind a tree. Vomits until there's nothing left, until she's just spasms, until she's crying and retching at once. Because she knows what she's done.
Those bunkers weren't empty, not all of them. She gave 20-minute warnings where she could, but 43 bunkers. Even with warnings, some men didn't make it. Some were sleeping too deeply, some were too far from exits, some didn't hear the timers, some ran, but not fast enough. She killed them, not in self-defense, not in battle. She killed them methodically, with time to think about each one, with time to feel her hands placing each charge. She became a killer, on purpose, with full knowledge. The boy with the letter, did he wake up in time?
Or is he Ash now? Is his mother waiting for a son who will never come home to red roses? The soldier with the daughter who likes birds, did he reach the tree line? Or did the explosion catch him? Shall never know. And not knowing is its own kind of hell.
The resistance celebrates her return at dawn. They see the smoke, hear the explosions, understand what she's done. They call her a hero, a legend. One woman, 43 bunkers, unbelievable. Single-handedly crippled an entire defensive line. Saved hundreds of lives. The commanders shake her hand, congratulate her, promote her. You went beyond your orders, Volkov. You saw what needed to be done and you did it. That's courage. She tells them nothing, just nods, accepts the praise with a face like stone. Inside, she's screaming. That night, she asks to see the reconnaissance reports, the damage assessment. 43 bunkers destroyed, complete loss. Estimated casualties, 70 to 90 soldiers. She gave warnings where she could, but mercy is not universal. 30 to 50 men made it out. 40 to 60 didn't. Which number matters more? Both numbers haunt her equally.
3 weeks pass. Maya goes on more missions, takes more photographs, does her job. But something has changed. She sees differently now. One evening, the resistance captures an enemy officer during a raid. They bring him to camp, hands bound, face bruised, eyes defiant. Maya is there. She's always there now, unable to stay away from the consequences. The interrogator is practical, hard. Nothing surprises him anymore. The officer is silent at first, professional, name and rank only. But when they show him aerial photographs of the destroyed bunkers, something breaks. His face crumples, not from fear, from grief.
43 positions, he whispers. 43. His hands shake. You killed hundreds of my men. 70 to 90, the interrogator corrects. We have the casualty reports. 70 to 90 letters to mothers. 70 to 90 families destroyed. We know, the interrogator says. We want to know how. What routes did she use? What techniques? But the officer isn't looking at the interrogator. He's looking at Maya, at the camera around her neck. You, he says, you were there. I remember the reports. A woman, alone, seen near Bunker 31. Maya says nothing, just meets his eyes. Do you know what you did? His voice cracks, raw. Those men had families, children, mothers waiting. So do we, Maya replies, automatic. So that makes it acceptable? The officer leans forward. You think your children are worth more than ours? I think your bunkers were pointed at my city. And our cities were bombed by your allies. So we pointed bunkers. And you destroyed them. And we'll build more. And you'll destroy those too. And we'll build more again. He laughs, bitter, broken. When does it end? When do we stop killing each other's children? When do we stop calling it duty and start calling it what it is? And what is it? Maya asks. Madness, horror, evil pretending to be necessary. The interrogator strikes him. You're in no position to philosophize. But the officer's words lodge in Maya's chest like shrapnel. I had a friend at Bunker 31, the officer continues, blood running from his lip. We trained together. He talked about his daughter constantly. Anna. She liked feeding birds. Maya's world stops. Did he? She can't finish. No, the officer says quietly. He survived. Ran the moment he heard clicking. Made it out with minutes to spare.
Relief crashes through her. But the boy at Bunker 17 didn't, the officer continues. Corporal Meyer, 19 years old, found his body still holding his mother's letter about roses blooming. Maya's legs give out. She sits down hard. You gave warnings, the officer says. Not a question. 20-minute timers. Long enough to escape. But Meyer slept through his. Hadn't slept in 3 days. Finally dozed off, and he doesn't finish. I never met him, the officer says. But I read the report. I read all the reports. I know all their names now. Meyer, Schmidt, Petrov, Chen, Anderson. 70 to 90 names. That night, Maya writes in her journal. I was ordered to take photos, to witness. But witnessing wasn't enough. Witnessing made me complicit. So I acted. And now I am something else. Something that destroys to protect, that kills to save. I thought I was becoming strong. Maybe I was just becoming familiar with horror. Corporal Meyer was 19. He liked his mother's letters about roses. I killed him by giving him the mercy of 20 minutes. I saved his friend by giving him the same mercy. Both men got the same choice. One lived, one died. Which makes me a hero? Which makes me a killer? Both? Neither. I don't know anymore. Winter comes. The war continues. Maya is sent on another mission. More bunkers, more targets. This time, she brings only her camera. She photographs them, documents them, returns. The commanders prepare the strike. And Maya realizes nothing has changed. Her 43 bunkers were replaced within a month. Her impossible night was a temporary inconvenience. The war machine doesn't pause. It simply repairs, rebuilds, continues. But something has changed in Maya. She starts photographing other things, not instead of military positions, but in addition to them. She photographs a soldier sharing his ration with a stray dog. The dog is starving. The soldier gives it half his bread. She photographs an enemy medic treating a resistance fighter's wounds. The fighter is dying. The medic saves him anyway. Because the oath said do no harm, not do no harm to your side. She photographs children playing in rubble, making games out of destruction. She photographs a pile of letters found in a destroyed bunker. Love letters, birthday wishes, recipes from home, drawings from children. She reads them, all of them. They could be from her side. Same words, same love, same hope. She photographs them, every letter, every word. One day, she returns to the farmhouse. The walk takes half a day. She tells her commanders she's scouting routes.
The farmhouse is empty now. Family gone. She hopes to safety. The building is more collapsed than before. Vines growing through windows, birds nesting in rafters.
On the wall, someone has written in charcoal, "We are all children of someone." Maya stares at it for a long time. Then she photographs it. And for the first time since that night, she cries. Not from guilt, not from grief, but from understanding. She cannot end the war. She cannot save everyone. She cannot make the horror unhappen.
But she can choose each day to see the humanity in it, to document not just the violence, but the moments of grace, to remember that every uniform contains a person, every person contains the possibility of mercy. Even in the darkest night, someone might lower their rifle, someone might give 20 minutes, someone might choose to be human when the world demands they be a soldier. This doesn't fix anything, but it's something. And something is more than the nothing she felt before.
The war ends eventually. They always do. Maya survives. Many don't. Years later, she exhibits her photographs in a small gallery. Not the reconnaissance shots. The commanders kept those. But the others, the human ones. An old man approaches her. Weathered face, careful steps. "You took this?" He points to a photograph, a soldier holding a letter. "Yes."
That was my son. Maya's heart stops. He died, the man continues. Bunker explosion, Eastern Front, 1943. The words hang between them. Maya waits for anger, accusation, the reckoning she's expected for decades. But the old man is smiling, tears in his eyes. I never had a picture of him from the war, only the ones from before, when he was still mine, before they made him a soldier. He touches the photograph gently. This is him, really him, reading my letters, still my son, even there. "Thank you," he whispers, "for seeing him." Maya cannot speak. The old man leaves, takes the photograph with him. And Maya understands, finally, what her camera was for. Not to witness war, but to witness humanity, surviving it. She was ordered to only take photos. She took them, but she also took something else. She took responsibility. She took action. She took lives. And in the end, she took the time to remember that everyone, even enemies, are someone's child, someone's letter home, someone's garden waiting to bloom.